I think that conscious messaging has always really been at the heart of what I teach, and after being in business for 6 years, I always say your message evolves as you do, and so the more that we learn and grow, the more our message is going to reflect that. And I realize that we need to be sovereign and empower ourselves, not just in the messages that we put out there, but the ones that we receive.
Hi, I'm Brittany Hammond, filmmaker, producer, and story mentor for entrepreneurs and creatives who want to master their message and visibility so that they can be fully expressed both in life and business.
What was the first voice of the authority figure? Because that's oftentimes the voice that we're going to internalize. And this is where the generational trauma and the mother wound comes in, because as women, we have been passed on these messages from one generation to the next, and it's really through my work of helping people with their branding. It's a self-reclamation process. And so in order to reclaim who you are, you have to understand where you came from, what was the messaging that you received growing up, and ultimately how you can unravel your conditional sense of self so that you can be your authentic self. People have a fear of being seen. We wear these different masks in life and we become these different people. There's different levels of visibility, and we have a different thermometer for our comfort level. Like in some situations we can be really loud and outspoken, and then in others we might be more timid and shy. And so as I was diving into this branding work with my clients, I was realizing like visibility and voice is really the core essence of my work, because it's about having the audacity to take up space, reclaim your place, and use your voice and take a stand for what you believe in. And in order to do that and show up publicly, I always say speaking your truth requires the toolbox, not just the pep talk. You have to be equipped to handle what's going to come your way when you speak your truth, because it would be naive to say that you can put your message out there and you're not going to be subject to criticism. We are going to be subject to criticism anytime we're creating a movement around something. And so having that toolbox and knowing how to handle your energy and your confidence level and your boundaries is so key, because these are the things that dim us down. This is the reason why we don't speak up, why we quiet down our voice. A lot of the women that come to me never felt safe to be themselves or to speak their voice. As we dive into the work together, there's so much self-censoring that can happen as a woman, and especially not feeling safe to be yourself growing up. That's how we form this conditional identity. And when it comes to branding and personal branding, it really is about taking a stand. You have to know who you are in order to show that to the world in a way that feels in alignment and feels good. And when we don't feel that sense of alignment, we start hiding even more than you might already be hiding. So I think a lot of people that come to me, they have this inner rebel. They don't want to be fit into a box. They are multi-passionate, and they really want to do things their way. I mean, that's for me the spirit of being an entrepreneur, is you want to be your own leader and do things your way. You don't want to follow a guidebook or a rule book. I only got so far in my business where I had to really crack open and do my deep healing around visibility, because that's where I was meant to help other women. As you evolve, your message will evolve, your story will even evolve. I don't tell the same story now that I used to tell even last year, even 6 years ago, because as I mature, my perspective on my story has changed. The message, it's also the meaning of the stories, right? We have the power to attach the meaning to our story and to our experiences. And I think, again, this is where the empowerment piece comes in, because it's what story are you telling the world, but what story are you telling yourself?